The thing about chakras in yoga land, traditional yoga, is that the recognition that they don't exist. They're not a thing in and of themselves. We create them through practice. So there have been systems of yoga where there have been, and still are, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 14, 18, 64 chakras. Now, the original word for these centers of awareness was actually sthana in Sanskrit, and sthana means a place, like Pakistana, the place where the tribe, the Pakistani people live, or Afghanistana, or Hindustana, where the Hindus live. So sthana was a place. And sthana is a place where you meditate, where you can sit and meditate as well. So these sthānas are centers of awareness within this organization, this system that we are, this holon that we are. Say, for example, if you look at the Mind Mastery Program, it talks about the somites, the segmental levels of organization that we have, and each level has a ring of bone and a pair of nerves, because we're segmental creatures too. Now, the 30-odd somites is too much to pay attention to. So having a chunk-based system is really helpful. A lot of the practices we do, we've got 3. We've got the head, the heart, and the belly. Those 3 centers of awareness. So when we're working with the super coherence practice, we're working with the belly, the heart, and the head, and bringing those into coherence. And that's enough for that practice. Now, for some other practices, it's useful to be a little bit more subtle than that, so we can have different feelings in the body. And if you have a heart-based feeling, it's very different to what happens up here in your head. It's very different to what happens in your belly. It's very different to what happens in your genitals. So the different sensations, awarenesses, feelings in the body are different depending on where in this system you land your attention. So we can use that in practice, and that's what we're doing. So chakra literally means wheel, and it is another word for sthana. And there are lots of ways that you can create, with your imagination, with the tools of the mind, a sense of relationship to everything that is through chakra-based practices. And I'm not going to go deeper into that on this course. But what we are going to use is the centers, if you like, of awareness as places to bring our meditative attention. So close your eyes and I'll take you through those if you don't already know them, and if you do anyway, we're going to do it. So we're going to start at the top. Bring your attention, first of all, to the crown of the head. Rest your attention on the top of the head. I'm just going to do this for a few seconds each center. And then down into the forehead, in the center of the head. Into the throat, bottom of the throat, this area here. And just feeling into each center of awareness, into each place, and feeling how it is to have your attention here. It's that simple. Into the center of the chest, right in the middle. And we're going to go from there down to the xiphisternum, the top of the solar plexus, just underneath where the ribs and the belly meet here. And down into the navel, the umbilicus. And into the base of the pelvis, bottom of the bowl of the pelvis, just above the pubic bone. and into the centre of the pelvic floor, just around the area of the genitals, the perineum. Take your mind right into there and feel how it is, what it has to say. What does it feel like? Back up to the bowl of the pelvis, right at the bottom of the pelvis, just above the pubic bone. And up into the navel. Into the solar plexus. The heart space, centre of the chest. The pit of the throat. Bottom of the throat here. Into the brow. And into the crown of the head. So I've done a journey down and up. Now see if you can hold all of them in your awareness now. All of those, and there are 8 centres that we're working with there. See if you can hold all 8. Wonderful. Let's stop there for a moment. So we've got 8 different experiences of attention and how it feels to be in the body in that way. So you can feel into each of those. Now, when I started doing these practices, my teacher had me do this for about 20 minutes on each centre and do that for every single day for a substantial number of days and then move on to the next one. So you can take your time with this practice, and it's really important to get a real sense of embodied awareness in the practices, so don't rush them. We're going through them quite quickly now because I'm introducing them to you, and you're going to go away and you're going to practice those. Yeah? So you can go up and down like that, and you can sit with each one. Now, at the bare minimum, we want to be doing like 9 breaths in each centre. Let's do that together now, and I'll just call out the centres. And we can do 9 slow meditative breaths for each centre, starting with the crown. It's almost as if you're breathing into each of those centres, breathing out of them. In the centre of the head, around the hypothalamus, pituitary, the pineal glands, behind the eyes. Into the pit of the throat, the base of the throat. Into the centre of the chest. and into the solar plexus. Into the navel. And into the bowl of the pelvis, the base of the pelvis. And the center of the pelvic floor. You land into each center, coming back up to the bowl of the pelvis. As you become skillful, you can move faster. It's really good to take your time, be mindful, pay attention. Get the embodied awareness really complete. And into the umbilicus, the navel. Into the center of the chest. The pit of the throat. Into the center of the head. Into the crown of the head. Stay fresh, stay present. One of the other obstacles to practice is falling asleep. And we're staying fresh, present, bright, here and now, with all the practices. And then use the breath to travel down on one out breath from the crown, through the brow, throat, heart, solar plexus, navel, pelvic bowl, pelvic floor, on the out breath. And back up, touching into each of those centers on the in-breath on the way up. So using the descent feeling of the out-breath and the ascent feeling of the in-breath to touch into each of those centers and join them together in the field of awareness. It's really useful to do like waves in the breath. So you do like a little partial inhale. Now you've done a 7-wave breath. Here we're doing an 8-wave breath. So it's breath in, feel each center as you come up. Next wave, next wave, next wave. That's 3. And breath out, 8 waves out on the way down. And do that about 9 times up and down, 8 waves like that. And that begins to land you in this embodied awareness practice of chakra breathing.